Hello everyone, my name is Roberto Ortiz and today I'm going to be talking about the most common sentence problems and ways to correct them. Now, as a writer, we tend to make mistakes, often very huge or very minimal mistakes while writing, like for example a sentence in this case. We often tend to make mistakes, but we can always correct these mistakes by figuring out what are these mistakes. Now, the first kind of common mistake or common sentence error that we tend to commit is sentence fragment. Now, what is a sentence fragment? A sentence fragment is a statement that cannot stand alone in a sentence, even though it might look like it should be able to. A sentence fragment may be lacking a subject, a verb, or both. It might even contain words that look like subjects and verbs. Usually fragments are pieces of sentences that have become disconnected from the main clause. Now, here's an example of a sentence fragment. When we got in a car. Now, this is an example, a perfect example of a dependent clause. It clearly belongs to an independent clause. Now, this fragment is a subordinate. Some other examples of subordinates are after, although, before, if, since, until, when, where, while, and why. Now, it should be written like this. Now, in this case, we have two options to write this sentence correctly. The first option is, when we got in the car, we rolled down the window. Or, like this, when we rolled down the windows when we got in the car. Now, the second most commonly used error to write sentences is a choppy sentences. Now, what is a choppy sentence? Choppy sentences are sentences that are too short and often repeat the same words. Now, these sentences should be combined to make longer sentences. Now, these sentences do not have good style. Reading these kinds of sentences can be very boring for the reader. It can also make the reader misunderstand the meaning of your sentences. Maybe you repeat too many words in a sentence. Maybe you use too many periods in a sentence. Here's an example. Vegetables are good for you. Vegetables taste good. Vegetables are easy to prepare. Now, what we see here is a repetition of the word vegetables. So we need to fix and change that. Now, the correct way to write this sentence is, vegetables are good for you. They taste good and are easy to prepare. Now, the final, most commonly error in writing mistakes is a run-on sentences. Now, a run-on sentences are sentences that have two or more independent clauses. This means that they are simple sentences with no punctuation. These sentences are difficult to read and also difficult to understand. Now, these sentences can be fixed by using a period, number 1. 2. Using subordinating conjunction. And 3. Adding or moving words. Now, here is an example of a run-on sentence. The first dog I had after graduating from college was named Fred, and he was a great dog, and he loved to play ball and get a bath, but he also used to chew my shoes and plants when he was a puppy. That made me very angry. Now, the correct way to write this sentence. The first dog I had after graduating from college was named Fred. He was a great dog. He loved to play ball and get a bath, but he also used to chew my shoes and plants when he was a puppy. That made me very angry. Now, the difference is that this sentence had some stops, had some pauses, it had some periods. It can let the reader reader take a breath, you know? That's why periods are very important in a sentence. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and have a nice day.